All right, everybody, welcome to the very first stream of Unique Wrestling. Wrestling Unique, that is me. I am Mr. Unique Wrestling. I am here to bring you reviews, discussions, and a lot of exciting things in the wrestling world. I've decided to tip my big toe in this thing because I really love wrestling. I watch it all the time. So tonight we have, this afternoon we have NXT Great American Bash 2025. And it's going to start off with a kind of a David versus Goliath kind of thing. You're going to have Jasper Troy going one-on-one with the young OG, Javon Evans. Hey, I always got respect for Javon, North Carolina boy, Greensboro. That's what I'm talking about because that boy is bouncy. But anyway, we're going to roll on to this thing. So this match started off simple, slow pace, you know. You got Jasper over here doing his little big man thing, grabbing Javon, throwing him back. Then you got Javon over here trying to do the avoiding and trying to be quick, fast, and strike and then get back. Man, it was an okay match. I can't say it was the greatest match in the world, but it was okay. They went back and forth. Javon, got his little offense in, but Jasper, of course, with the strength. It was one part when he picked him up and you thought he was going to do a throw over his head, but he picked him up, took him to the corner, and he dropped Javon on the corner on the metal post. It was pretty good. They displayed pure power in this, and then Javon displayed pure never say die attitude. They went back and forth. Javon tried to get bouncy a couple of times. Jasper caught him. Jasper made sure that didn't happen. So, he kept him in bounds. And then Javon tried to attempt German suplexes on a couple of occasions, but with the banged up ribs from what we've been seeing, he wasn't able to pull it off until one time. You know how it goes, the burst of adrenaline, bam, he picks the big man up, he drops him on the back of his head. But anyway, we continue this match, we go forward. Then we get to the point where, of course, you think Jasper has him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He tried to squash him like a buck. Javon moves, Javon gets back up, boom, he gets hit. Oh my God, Jasper has him, grabs him, we try to finish him off, then boom, roll up. 1, 2, 3, Javon Evans gets the win. No problem with that at all. Great finish. If you want Jasper Troy to look weaker than he already does, how do you bring him in from LFG as this big, dominant person, standing toe-to-toe with the NXT champion, running over everybody? But you have to have this man do these things in the ring in a match. You cannot have him only coming out on top when he's attacking someone on the entranceway or someone's having an interview and here he comes attacking him from behind. You have to have this man dominate inside the ring just as well as the outside of the ring. But that's okay. That's all I have to say about that match. And now we're on to the next one. Let's roll. I can't even BS you on this one. I will say it was way more interesting and exciting than I thought it was going to be. Soul Ruka versus Izzy Dane. I mean, watching it on TV every week, of course you look at Soul, she's the happy-go-lucky, she got the big muscle and Zarya behind her, so it's like, oh yeah, she talks all that crap because she knows Zarya will come from behind and bam, knocked him up out. But anyway, so then you got Izzy over here. She's playing this, the way I'm looking at it is like, she don't really give a damn about Taylor Paxley, but she's using her. She's using her like a little pawn. Like, okay, if I give her the friendship and the attention that she wants, then she'll do each and every little thing that I want her to do to help me succeed. But once I get to the top, I don't care about her anymore. That's just basically how this is going to play out in the end. But anyways, the match itself was very, 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 I'll put one more, very good. I mean, they were, of course you had a couple of botches. Like Soul Ruka went out to do a backflip off the ring post, but she was a little short, kind of kept her a little foot of it, but it was okay. It was fine. But the match back and forth, Izzy, you can tell Izzy Dane is still getting the hang of it. She's still kind of new. She's still a fresh face, but she's getting the hang of it. She's getting better. So it was okay. But, it was just the way that the match folded out. It was just like any other match you see on TV. And that's the thing I be saying about these premium live event matches, or whatever you want to call them these days, they should be a little bit more. So if I'm watching on TV, just this past Monday night on Raw, was it Raw or was it SmackDown? That's how mixed up I get these things now. But either way, when they did the little fallout at the end, yes, I think it was SmackDown, where, Raquel did the thing. She grabbed one, then she kicked the other one, and then she threw this one, and then Zarya came over and hit her, and then she threw Zarya, and then she took over the table by Charlotte, that kind of thing. That just ended the show last night. It just ended a segment like that last night involving women superstars. So why in the world would you do the same thing again? But it was the same. Tatum interfered, put the foot on the rope. Here comes Zarya. She spears Tatum, knocks the life out of her. Of course, Soul Ruka comes in, does the flip, Soul Snatcher as always, which is completely amazing. I mean, the move is beautiful. When she hits it on T, it is a beautiful thing. But anyways, 1, 2, 3, you have a still NXT Women's North American Champion Soul Ruka. But I will say, I am making a bold prediction that this is going to lead to Izzy Dane eventually winning that championship. I mean, it doesn't matter if it goes to another feud where Izzy goes one way, Soul goes the other way, but it's going to come back, and I promise you, I'm making one hell of a prediction that Soul Ruka will drop that North American Women's Championship, or she will drop it to Izzy Dane. I guarantee it, because Izzy is coming up good, and it all depends on how creative they get with her process to make this happen. Now we're on to the next match. All right, now here we go. Falls Count Anywhere for the NXT Men's North American Championship. This rivalry has been going back to, hell, let's be honest, a whole nother promotion. Let's go over to AEW. Now, I'm not covering AEW a lot right now because I'm getting my feet wet. I'm getting started with this thing. So I'll mainly be focusing on things that I really have the time to watch and keep up with. Maybe I might do an All-In Texas thing. I might. It all depends on how intrigued I am at the moment. But right now, I'm just focusing on the NXT Great American Bash. And this rivalry, just bringing it up, AEW, because of this rivalry. I mean, it goes all the way back to there. You have Ricky Saints, formerly known as Ricky Starks, the shit-talkingest man you've ever seen, but he can back it up with every piece of action that he has against the big-mouthed, always grinning, evil, diabolical, sneaky Ethan Page. But this match, I can say it was a little bit different than most Falls Count Anywhere matches. Yeah, you had the guys fighting everywhere. I mean, before Ethan Page could even get his jacket off, Ricky Starks is on him like white on rice. The match started off with a pop. I mean, they're going back and forth. But then, of course, they get to the crowd. They go to the back. You have Ethan Page in here, him and Ricky going back and forth. Page gets the upper hand. He hits him with a Boston Crab in the back on the little heart area. I would say the concrete, but I don't call it concrete. It's like they got a little bang there. I mean, let's not give them all that. But either way, let's go forward. Then all of a sudden they go back and forth. The momentum gets going. And then we see Page gets puts. I froze a little bit because it was just funny. I'm just sitting here thinking about it. He gets put through the WWE shop table. So something I thought about, it's been a lot of times in matches where you've had them go by the WWE shop area, but you really don't ever see them really interact with it. But for them to go into this area and then for Ethan Page to get put through a table, the actual shop table, that was very, very funny. But anyway, we'll go forward. Typical match, head back to the ring, and this is the point where Ethan Page, if you remember back when this feud, quote unquote, first started, he took the steel chair, put it over Ricky Saints' head, he threw him against the pole, bam, Saints is out for we can't speak, like came back the Rock promo, I won, let's party, he can't talk, there's nothing going on, but all of a sudden, of course, it doesn't take him out here, but anyway, the match continues, 1, 2, he gets up, but then the crazy part, there was this spot in the ring that, this is the spot that I really be saying in my head, guys, oh my God, if this would have went just a little bit the wrong way, that way, or this way, or up or down, you could have got paralyzed. But either way, they set up some chairs in the ring, the vertical position, and Ricky Starks got suplexed On to the cheers. I keep saying Ricky Starks. Excuse me. I'm sorry. If I say Ricky Starks, you know what I mean. Ricky Saints gets suplexed on to the cheers. Then he gets picked back up. Ethan picks him up again, suplexes him on a guardrail. That Saints brought him to the ring early on, matter of fact. It was kind of cool how they tried to make it seem like he was the Incredible Hulk and ripped it out the floor. But come on, guys. Come on. Barricades are not hard to move. I mean, we've been watching wrestling, but I've been watching wrestling for 30 years. People easily move the barricade. But anyway, let's go. Ends up getting suplexed through the barricade in the ring. Ethan Page covers him. 1, 2, of course. Saints kicks out. I mean, it was just crazy. So then they end up fighting again. But this is the part that got me. Did I not just say this earlier? Jasper Troy in the backstage area somehow magically gets involved, grabs Saints, hits him with the black hole slam onto the carrier case. Boom. Saints goes back out. Jasper Troy, once again, being a monster in the back, attacking someone while they're doing something else. Maybe you guys need to hire back MVP. He can be the new Omos. But anyway, let's keep going here. So then they go back in. They end up fighting up on top of the ramp. Then you have Ricky Saints, which was kind of unique, kind of cool when he hits the tornado DDT. And then he uses the referee as like the kind of the springboard to spin around and hit it. That was pretty cool. But then this match drastically came to an end when Ethan Page got the upper hand, picks up Ricky. Ego's Edge off of the stage through 2 tables at the bottom. He crawls down, All Ego gets on top, 1, 2, 3, bam, the match is over. You have, and still, NXT Men's North American Champion, All Ego, Ethan Page. It was good for what it was. You know, Ethan's talking to a little junk after the match, so at this point, I'm really expecting Saints to go up to the main roster, move on over, or maybe he'll do a little program with Jasper Troy until he leaves. But that might be the one win that Jasper Troy gets to send him off into the prairie and actually maybe give him some kind of elevation, because all the crap that's going on with him now is not impressing me, not one bit. But that was that. That was the NXT Men's North American Championship match. And now guess what? What do we say? It's on to the next match. Well, I said match, but here we go. Our favorite segment of any WWE show. A contract signing. This isn't even long to say. I mean, a contract signing. I mean, you've been watching wrestling, I've been watching wrestling. Everyone knows how a contract signing goes. But this time we up the ante. There's 3 people. So instead of just you talk, I talk, one of us goes through a table, it's you talk, I talk, then you talk too, and then we double team and put you through the table. It's very simple. It was a simple contract signing. Mike Santana said what he had to say. Joe Hendry said what he had to say. Trick Williams said what he had to say. Trick went to walk out. Joe grabbed him, and you can tell when he grabbed him and kind of positioned him in the middle of the 2 what was going to happen. He says, we agree on one thing. Santana, you talk too much. Boom, 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 boom. They both pick him up and they both put him through the table, and they're standing there holding the TNA Championship. Both of them, oh, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. You know, like 2 dogs with a goddamn sock. It's like they are standing there, and then in the background you have old Trick Willie laid through the table. Trick and A, it might not be Trick and A after Slammiversary Ray, but the way I can say is one line that Corey Graves said that was priceless. He said, maybe Ava, which I replaced Ava with WWE, should start doing these contract signings with DocuSign. And that is so true, because this whole concept is getting so played out. So this time I can say on to the next match. Short and sweet NXT Championship match. You got Big Bad Obafemi versus Yoshiki Itamura. I think that's his last name. I can never get it right, but I mean, 2 big guys going at it. Typical big man versus big man match. They both bringing energy. They're both bringing way faster pace than what you expect them to bring to the side that they are. But then it leads to the ending of the match where, that's why I say short and sweet, because there's nothing to explain. They both were going at it. You have Josh Briggs the whole time trying to imply that you don't need to beat a guy like Obafemi with honor. You need to beat a guy like Obafemi with the means of whatever it takes. So Josh Briggs, towards the end of this match, grabs the NXT Championship, On the 50, he's about to set Yoshiki up for a power bomb. Bam! Josh Briggs hits him with the title. So when Yoshiki's at the top rope about to go for a splash, you know Josh Briggs, the typical dumbass, excuse my language, is sitting there waving the championship, pops out. He realizes my partner just cheated. So he gets down, confronts Briggs about it. Briggs is like, hey, whatever, do what you got to do. The referee ends up getting taken out. Briggs tries to hand Nakamura the chain. He doesn't want it. So, of course, this is so predictable. Let's just, long story short, Obafemi fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. He retains the NXT Championship. And this whole match is, I guess, to set up for what's going to happen going forward. When you have Josh Briggs, a guy who I honestly used to watch when he was in Evolve, and I used to say that guy has a future. Long hair, big guy, come out the blue like the fucking Undertaker and Kane and choke slam somebody. I mean, he was cool. But then he came into NXT, him and the whole thing with Jensen. That was all right. They didn't really get prosper in anything except the NXT UK Championships. But it should have been the NXT World Championships over here in America, in the States. But it is what it is. But he ends up going that way. You know, comes back with Yoshiki. They're a team. It's just like Josh Briggs, he's trying to come across as this big badass who isn't afraid of anybody, who will take whatever step he has to take to get the job done. That's the point that's coming across. So this whole match didn't even seem like a match. It seemed like a stepping stone to step up to Obafemi defending against Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs has faced Obafemi before. We remember this. When Josh Briggs, Obafemi, Dijak, if I'm not mistaken, were in a triple threat match for the NXT North American Men's Championship back in the day. I mean, it's nothing new. Josh Briggs and Obafemi have locked up before. This is not a new contest. But I am saying, I guess they're trying to give Josh Briggs something to do, because right now it seems like he's just floundering. And I'm seeing it's going to be a Josh Briggs thing where he's going to flounder until him, Jensen, back together, but as a heel team instead of a face team. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But hey, everybody has their opinions on what's going to happen. So right now we're going to go ahead and go on to the very, 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 very last thing of the night. The main event, the Glamour, Blake Monroe teaming up with the Juggernaut, Jordan Grace, to take on Fatal Influence. And Fatal Influence, let's just be honest, is a knockoff Toxic Attraction. I honestly believe Jacy Jayne's ran her course. She has, but we'll see. This next match is going to be very interesting, and that's why I'm giving my little talk, because usually I say on to the next match and going with it, but this time I'm going to lead you into it. Jacy Jayne, Fallon Henley, Jasmine Duke, who knows what Jasmine Dukes, don't even think that's her name. Jasmine Nix, I'm sorry. She does so little. It reminds me of Jasmine Dukes. You remember the 4 horsewomen of the UFC or the MMA? Yeah. Anyways, but now it is time for the main event. It is on to the main event. It is Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace versus Fatal Influence. Main event of the Great American Bash 2025. Let's get to it. All right, they ended this thing with, I can say, a very, very, very entertaining women's tag team match. Like the man says, the 4th time in WWE history that they actually had women closing a pay-per-view, PLE, like I say, whatever you want to call it. But this time is the first time ever it is a tag team women's match. With Fatal Influence, Jordan Grace, the Glamour, Blake Monroe. It was a very simple thing. I mean, you have the established team of Fatal Influence going against this makeshift pair of this huge knock your head off Jordan Grace and this sit back, relaxed princess type Blake Monroe. They clicked well together. It kind of reminds me of a Soul Ruka Zarya kind of thing, but it's on a different level because it's more of a, while you have Zarya and Soul Ruka over here, they're big bad and let's have fun. Well, over here you have the mean, ugly, which Jordan Grace is ugly, but you know what I'm saying. Then you have Blake Monroe, the old pretty prissy, So it's kind of the same thing, just a different route. But the match was good, back and forth. That's always in a tag team match. So you have the ending coming around, of course. You have Masha Slamovich, TNA Women's World Champion, coming out. And she's helping, giving an assist to Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. Because, of course, Jasmine Nix had to stick her nose in where it didn't belong. But either way, the ending of this match came as you see Blake Monroe get her first pinfall victory under the NXT banner. And not only just a regular pinfall victory, she got a pinfall victory over the current reigning and defending NXT Women's Champion. That's where it clicks. So, do we have Jordan Grace at Evolution defeating her and taking that title? Or do we have Blake Monroe later on down the road defeating her, taking that title? To be honest with you, my impression is when Stephanie Vicura got, I wouldn't say drafted, got moved to the main roster and she dropped that title to JC Jane, they at that point, they should have never had her drop the title to JC Jane. She just defended the title 2 or 3 days earlier against Jordan freaking Grace, for crying out loud. Why not let the Juggernaut be the one to send Stephanie Vicura on her way and let her have a dominant reign as the NXT Women's Champion until eventually, which is going to be very soon, she comes up to the main roster. But no, that's not the route. They want the shock value, so they give it to JC Jane. So it's very simple. My prediction is at Evolution, it should be very simple. Jordan Grace defeats her, takes the championship home. Then once Blake Monroe turns on Jordan Grace, which is going to happen, and I need everybody to understand, they're going to do the exact same thing they did with Toni Storm. They're going to have her have Jordan's back until she does not have to have it anymore. She's going to win that #1 contendership, and she is going to snatch the soul out of Jordan Grace and send Jordan Grace off to the main roster while Blake Monroe, the Glamour, will be running the NXT Women's Division. That's my opinion. That's just how I say it. But like I said, this was the 2025 NXT Great American Bash review. The more and more I get used to this, the more and more in detail I'll go, the more and more comfortable I'll get, to talk a certain way. But right now, like I said, I'm just getting my feet wet. So we're starting this thing all strong. We have a whole review. I mean, if you're just riding down the highway, if you're just sitting at home and you just want to hear a little 20-minute, 25-minute video, a little video, a little clip, just to know what went on so you don't have to sit there and waste your time. I'm not saying you're wasting your time. It's a good show. Check it out. But if you don't have the time to check out the whole PLE, hey, I will be appreciative if you would listen to me and listen to my reviews and get my insights on things going on. So this was your boy, Mr. Unique Wrestling, here on Wrestling Unique. And please come back and check me out. Anyone that you know that loves wrestling, loves talking about wrestling, loves just listening about good things about wrestling, bad things about wrestling, the rumors, the truths, whatever, tell them please to check out Unique Wrestling at Wrestling Unique on YouTube. And soon I will be having my podcast spread across the whole entire world so everyone can check out. So everybody have a great day. I will see you later on tonight because we will be doing the exact same thing for the Saturday night main event this evening. So I hope everyone enjoys their day, and I will catch you next time. So now we've had all the matches done, so now we'll say on to the next show.